Thank you very much. Please take your seats. Thank you very much. The Governor of Nakuru County, Cabinet Secretary is present, Deputy Governor, Members of Parliament, investors present, friends, good afternoon. I'm Jambo. Now, first, I bring you very warm greetings from my boss, the President of the Republic of Kenya, who was scheduled to preside over this event, but because of duty, and he has gone to do public service in a neighboring country that helps what we are doing here. Because of, as you've heard, one of our biggest markets is the EAC market, and the discussions around EPAs that are going on today in Arusha informs how we access and speaks to the heart of what goes on in Naivasha. So in fact, he is better off in Arusha for Naivasha than him being here. In any case, he has gone to do exactly what you want done as Naivasha. But having said that, I'm also happy to be here to join the governor and the people of this county so that we can exchange views on the most important development conversation in our country today. We gather here in pursuit of a fuller
Deputy President William Ruto, the chief guest at the International Investment Conference of Nakuru County that is being held in Naivasha. We apologize for that quality or technical hitch that we're experiencing. We're trying to work it out. Once we do, we'll be heading back to that particular conference to just hear the speech of Deputy President William Ruto. He is representing President Uhuru Kenyatta, who was unable to make it to that inaugural conference. But away from that, over 500 youth from Kwale, Kilifi, Lamu and Mombasa counties have converged in Kilifi for a two-day symposium to discuss peace and security matters. This symposium comes as a backup to the ongoing initiatives meant to avert terrorism, violent extremism and emerging criminal gangs within the coast region.
Tatu muhimu ambayo yameathiri sana usalama katika eneo hili, ambao mwanzo ni masala ya uchawi, ambayo nafikiri Kilifi na Kwale masala haya yameathiri sana vijana na vile vile wazee ambao wanauliwa bila mpango kwa ajili ya masala ya mashamba. So tunalenga kuzungumzia hilo katika hizi siku mbili tutakazokuwa hapa. Vile vile kuna swala zima la ugaidi na itikadi potofu ama itikadi kali ukipenda, kama wanavyosema kwa lugha ya wengine wanasema violent extremism. So hilo ni swala ambalo pia tunalizungumzia kwa kina.
We are here to look at youth as a resource, youth as a wealth. We are coming from the orientation that majority of youth actually want peace, majority of youth want to prevent violence, and majority of youth want to be involved in solutions for this community. But we are also in a community which has been made vulnerable to a lot of incidences of urban violence.
And automation of companies and land registries, rationalizing transaction costs, and reducing waiting time to complete formal procedures, accelerating dispute resolution, especially as it relates to land and business disputes and contract enforcement. Like security, electricity, and transport and communications infrastructure has been expanded throughout the country and dedicated to areas of industrial production and high investor presence. Registering businesses, obtaining permits, licenses, and approvals is cheaper, faster, and much more transparent consistent, and predictable. Kenya has always been attractive as an investment destination and hub for regional integration activities across many sectors. Recent interventions have yielded improvements in the business environment that have rapidly and solidly positioned Kenya as a compelling investment destination. A prime example of the potential that Kenya holds as a competitive business environment and investment destination has to be the great county of Nakuru. In fact, Nakuru County should be the premier investment destination and industrial hub in Kenya. Endowed with tremendous valuable natural resources and wildlife, this county is also a cosmopolitan magnet for high numbers of enterprising, innovative, and capable human capital. Fertile soils enable Nakuru to be perennially productive in high-value crops, including such horticultural offerings as pyrethrum and cut flowers, as well as the large-scale production of maize, barley, and wheat. It also enables the county to have sufficient pasture for ranch and farmed animals in large numbers. Geothermal power is in abundance makes Nakuru the home of Kenya's globally commanding position as a producer of clean, green energy. The decision by Nakuru County government to leverage that necessary and decisive connection between natural resources, endowment on one hand, and industrial growth on the other hand, is a strong signal of the leadership resolve and determination to place Nakuru and Kenya on the global investment and competitiveness map. As further evidence of the firmness of this resolve, the county has adopted a strategy of close collaboration with the private sector, as we've seen here, and universities in a plan that will surely result in the evolution of efficient industrial clusters, which will ensure that Nakuru's productivity and competitiveness will be sustainable and consistent. I am therefore strongly encouraged to learn that the Oserian Industrial Park, situated on 1,650 acres, Egerton Agro City on 1,000 acres, as well as Kabarak Agro and Smart City on 2,000 acres. Often, we talk much about public-private partnerships, but the Nakuru instance shows the scale to which these beneficial partnerships should be deployed for optimal transformational impact. Hongera Lee Kinyanjui and your government, you have done well and the future looks very good. The national government's sustained commitment to Kenya's socio-economic transformation through expanded manufacturing and industrial capacity, growth of exports and agro-industrial productivity, and support for service industry growth is aimed at enabling the entire country replicate the Nakuru example of seizing opportunities on sufficient scale to turn around the lives of millions. The Big Four agenda focuses on selected drivers of high-impact growth in terms larger agenda of making sustainable development a reality in the lives of the largest number of our people. The alignment of this conference, as well as Nakuru's overall development objectives with the Big Four agenda, is evident and commendable. The national government will continue to secure favorable agreements in various markets to make it easy for local manufacturers to export and grow. Kenya's membership of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area has been ratified, which will open up access to a market of over 1 billion people and a combined GDP of over $3.4 trillion. Women, youth, as well as small and medium enterprises in Nakuru will grow and become the engine of growth in tandem with industrial production. The government will continue to support counties by promoting the development of small and medium-sized enterprises, expanding technical and vocational training, and ensuring shared prosperity. The establishment of an inland cargo depot in this county, just down the road in Naivasha, will transform Nakuru into the logistic hub of the greater North Rift. It will also expedite transport of people and goods by reducing costs and delays. The government is keen to collaborate with counties in such visionary and transformative strategies. Once again, congratulations, Governor and County Government of Nakuru, for a good start. Kenya keenly awaits the fruits of your excellent efforts. I salute all those who have made this event successful. I especially commend the thoughtful profiling of this event to reflect our important aspirations. Thank you for sparing time to make it here. And before I conclude, I would want to respond to one or two issues that have been raised here while I was sitting. The issue of Nakuru as a conference destination, and the fact that many hotels have been developed in this city by the private sector, is a case that calls on us as government to review our policy so that we do not disadvantage investors in this county, especially in this town of Naivasha. I therefore undertake that we will review our government policy to bring back Nakuru and Naivasha to where it was, so that we can catalyze investments in the hotel industry in this city as we do the rest of the items that we must do. Secondly, I want to commit also that the spur of the SGR that will come to this city of Naivasha is already underway, and to make sure that Nakuru doesn't just become the hub of, or Naivasha does not just become the hub of Nakuru County, but an international gateway. As you are all aware, we've now signed the onward construction of the railway from Naivasha all the way to the Lake City of Lake Victoria in Kisumu, but also we are engaged in refurbishing the meter gauge railway through Nakuru to Eldoret to Kitale. So you should not be discouraged that the SGR is not going to Nakuru town or to Eldoret or to Kitale. I think there is a plan for how that is going to happen, at least by ensuring that the meter gauge is improved to a standard that it would serve those areas as we manage costs. And lastly, I hope we have keenly listened to the presentation by the PS for trade, actually. And I hope that many of our leaders will listen to the export trajectory that Kenya is focused on. When we began the whole story of the SGR, and our target was this great city of Nakuru. And when we announced that Nakuru was going to be a big city, and Naivasha would specifically be a city that will house industrial, a national industrial park, many people, some people, let me say, misunderstood us, thinking that we wanted to relocate the port from Mombasa to Naivasha. Nothing could be further from the truth. We want to take advantage of the centrality of Naivasha, the huge resource we have in the geothermal, to expand our production of exports. That is at the heart of the transformation of Kenya. And I am happy that the private sector, and I have listened very keenly to Serian, and I agree that there couldn't have been a better ambassador, not for Naivasha or Nakuru, but for Kenya. A very reasoned, seasoned presentation that actually captures the centrality of what Kenya presents to the world as an investment destination.